Marva, here you go. Who do we have next, everybody? Welcome in. Drop your names in the comments. Next we have is May May. How are you? Then we have is Jaslyn. How are you, dear Jaslyn? Yeah, you were first, Marva. Hi, Courtland. Welcome back. I remember you. Here you go, Courtland. Have a nice day. Everybody, drop your names in the comments. We are doing the neon names once again. So get your names done, guys. All right, who do we have next, everybody? Welcome in. Get your names done, guys. Everybody, welcome to my live. We are doing the glowing neon names. Who do we have next, everybody? Welcome to my live. Everybody, drop your names, guys, in the comments. Hi, Nihal. How are you doing today? Have a nice day. Who do we have next, everybody? Welcome in. Drop your names, guys, in the comments and hit that subscribe button. Next we've got is Rain in the chat. How are you, dear Rain? You got your name done. Next we've got is Eva in the chat. Thank you, Eva. And then we've got is Yunshay. Here you go. And next we have is Sandeep. Thank you. Everybody start liking and subscribing. All right, next name we've got is Gabe. Thank you, Gabe. You got your name here. And then we've got is Joanne. Everybody hit that subscribe button, like the live, guys, and let's begin. And then we've got is Bella and Jess. Okay, Bella. Then we've got Jess. Who do we have next, everybody? Megan. All right, who do we have next, everybody? Welcome to my live. Hit that like button, guys. Amanda in the chat. Thank you, Amanda. Here you go, Amanda. Then we've got Sujata. How are you, Sujata? All right, who do we have next? Olivia in the chat. Here you go, Olivia. Next we've got is Victor. Thank you so much. Everybody hit that subscribe button, guys. And let's go, Uriah in the chat. Next we've got Manjate. Here you go, Manjate. All right, next who do we have, guys? Everybody hit that subscribe button, guys. All right, next subscriber we've got is Illuminae. And the next subscriber that we have is Ajmal. Thank you for subscribing. And then my next subscriber is Zure. And then my next subscriber is Aisha. And then my next subscriber is Dylan. And then my next subscriber is Zure. And then my next subscriber is who is that? Ben in the chat. Here you go, Ben. And then my next subscriber is Lyric. And then my next subscriber is Diamond. And then my next subscriber is Addison. And then my next subscriber is Tina. Everybody hit that like button. And then we have is Alfie in the chat. Thank you. And then my next subscriber is Justin. And then my next subscriber is Jared. And then my next subscriber is Tahira. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Malia. And then my next subscriber is Bayan. And then my next subscriber is Sophia. And then my next subscriber is Isabella. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Olive. And then my next subscriber is Tom. And then my next subscriber is Bill. And then my next subscriber is Virginia. And then my next subscriber is Uzman. And then my next subscriber is Ivane. And then my next subscriber we have is Natalia. And then my next subscriber is Abe. And then my next subscriber is Sabria. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Ale. And then my next subscriber is Taya. And then my next subscriber is Axel. And then my next subscriber is Kaliahli. And then my next subscriber is Akashway. Thank you so much for liking. And then my next subscriber is Lily. And then my next subscriber is Nora. And then we have is paid on. Thank you. And then my next subscriber is Megan. And then my next subscriber is Lisa. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Novak. And then my next subscriber is Reina. And then my next subscriber is Carolyn. And then my next subscriber is Samuel. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Akiza. And then my next subscriber is Bella. And then my next subscriber is Noah. Let's get to the next page. All right, we still have space in here. Let's go, guys. And we've got is Rodri. Thank you so much for liking. And then my next subscriber is Davis. And then my next subscriber is Lara. And then my next subscriber is Brooklyn. And then my next subscriber is Charlie. And then my next subscriber is Zion. And then my next subscriber is Blake. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Jake. And then my next subscriber is Delilah. And then my next subscriber is Tamara. And then my next subscriber is Zamia. And then my next subscriber is Lara. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Lillian. And then my next subscriber is Addison. And then my next subscriber is Skylar. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Cam. And then my next subscriber is Ariana. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Darcy. Let's go to the next page. All right. And then my next subscriber is Oprah. And then my next subscriber is Lulu. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is William. Thank you. And then my next subscriber is Javion. And then my next subscriber is Kyla. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Oakley. And then my next subscriber is Manon. All right, now we go with the stars, everybody. It's the star time. All right, the next we've got is Jaden. Thank you for subscribing. And then the next subscriber we have is Ethan. Thank you for subscribing. And then the next subscriber is Kazad. And then my next subscriber is Salman. And then my next subscribers are Rihanna. And then my next subscribers, Skylar. And then my next subscribers, Lonzo. And then my next subscribers, Marva. And then my next subscribers, Sassy. And then my next subscribers, Joel. And then my next subscribers, Kawela. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Protas. All right, let's go, guys. Next subscriber, we've got Noah in the chat. Thank you. And then my next subscriber is Daniela. And then my next subscribers, Aviana. Thank you. And then my next subscribers, Sana, thank you so much for liking. And then my next subscribers, Parvati. And then my next subscribers, Elena. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Abe. And then my next subscribers, Junia. And then my next subscribers, Yunshay. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Carolyn. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Hashika. And then my next subscribers, Eugenia. And then my next subscribers, Scarlett. And then my next subscribers, Mika. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Steve. And then my next subscribers, Abigail. And then my next subscribers, Akaya. And then my next subscribers, Tunde. And then my next subscribers, Eze. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Croatia. All right, let's get to the next name. Then we've got is Anna. Thank you. And then my next subscribers, Pazle. And then my next subscribers, Mara. And then my next subscribers, Dara. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscribers, Gladys. And then my next subscriber is Jivan. Oh wow, Yang, is that your name? And then next subscriber is Hank. And then the next subscriber is Inaya. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Ludano. And then my next subscriber is Lovey. And then my next subscriber is Lily. And then my next subscriber is Riley. Thank you for subscribing. And then next subscriber is Gina. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Paul. And then my next subscriber is Heesing. And then my next subscriber is Lily and Skylar. And then my next subscribers, who's that? Mano. And then my next subscribers, Rowana. And then my next subscribers, Lisa. Let's get to the next page. All right. And then my next subscriber is Miley. And then my next subscriber is Koke. And then my next subscriber is Isaac. And then my next subscriber is Julie. And then my next subscriber is Ludano. And then my next subscriber is Nisha. And then my next subscriber is Max. And then my next subscriber is Yusuf. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is LA. And then my next subscriber is Daylin. And then my next subscriber is Araya. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Italy. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Rowena. And then my next subscriber is Salome. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Bews. And then my next subscriber is Skylar. And then my next subscriber is Jess. And then my next subscriber is Ale. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Sarah. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Jivan. And then my next subscriber is Daryl. And then my next subscriber is Nico. Now I have a question, guys. Question, answer, everybody. I will write your names. Everybody, question. Write your name with the answer. Write your name with the answer, guys. I'm waiting for your name to be with the answer. Guys, your name with the answer. Kaden got it. All right, Kaden. You got a star name. Thank you. All right. Okay, next we have is Easy. Answer, guys, with your names, with your names, with your names. The first one to be picked. Mackenzie. All right, Mackenzie, you got a star name. All right. Okay, guys. Now let's begin the name writing. Vienna in the chat. Thank you for subscribing, Vienna. And then the next subscriber we've got is Lucas. And then the next subscriber we've got is Ariana. And then the next subscriber we've got is Jack. Thank you for liking. And then the next subscriber we've got is Brian. And then my next subscriber is Inaya. And then my next subscriber is Vero. And then my next subscriber is Garrett. And then my next subscriber is Autumn. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Ashley. And then my next subscriber is Paisley. And then my next subscriber is Edlin. And then my next subscriber is Natia. Thank you for liking. Next question, guys. I have a question for the star names. I'll pick up 2 questions. Answer it with your name, guys. Answer it with your names. 3 plus 2. That is the question. Answer it with your name. Whoever does it fast, I'm going to write the name with the stars. Carrie. Okay, Carrie, you got it. Carrie was quick. All right. All right, next question. Last one. 4 plus 1. 5, Carrie. All right, Carrie, you got it. All right. All right, let's get to the name writing again now. Then we've got a new subscriber is Emily. And then the next subscriber we've got is Kiana. And then the next subscriber we've got is Aldi. Thank you so much for liking. And then the next subscriber we have is Kelly. And then the next subscriber we've got is Kenzie. And then my next subscriber we have is Sophia. Thank you for liking. And then my next subscriber is Seema. And then my next subscriber is Abby. And then the next subscriber we have is Sharper. And then the next subscribing we've got is Ashley. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Guys, I will go for a 15-minute break and I'll be back. I love you guys. Bye.